Hey guys and girls, just wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about Buzzsprout. Start a podcast today with free podcast hosting for Buzzsprout, easy podcasting software for hosting, promoting, and tracking your podcast. Buzzsprout is the best way to publish a podcast online for secure and reliable hosting to full iTunes support. Get started for free, no credit card required, cancel at any time.
Stats are for losers.
That's why we took the damn field. Now, if you want to crown them, then crown their ass.
This is what's great about sports. This is what the greatest thing about sports is. You play to win the game.
Welcome to the Airing It Out Podcast. Welcome back, guys, to another episode of the Airing It Out podcast. Today, my guest is Domonique Grant. He's a former New Yorker, transplant to SD, an accountant. We go in and break down a bunch of different topics. Really awesome to have him on the show today. Can't wait for you guys to hear the episode. She's been wanting to get some takeout. And, there you go. That's good. Let's see if we get, okay, boom. It's starting to come back in. It was I was a little really grainy, but yeah, she wanted to get some takeout, and I'm like, oh, I don't know about that. I don't know if we could get. I don't know. It's because these fools got the cooties or something. We haven't eaten out. We've stayed indoors. I mean, it was kind of catastrophic for Tabitha too. They shut the Pioneer down, and they were like, all right, guys, it's all done. You're done. Thanks for coming.
They're not even doing takeout now?
Nah, they stopped everything because they were just like, it got real serious. Because I mean, I don't know. They just felt that they would lose money, but who knows? I mean, they had a lot of bills to pay, so probably better that they don't have to pay more bills. You know?
Yeah. And I mean, you have to make sure you take care of your family, like I'm gonna take care of mine. But the one thing I can't do is live in fear. Like, I can't get takeout now. And I get it because I don't know what the next man is doing if I can't see him. And I've always, since I was little, like when my daughter wants McDonald's or Burger King, we always went inside. I never went to the drive-thru because I want to see them cooking my food. Because I don't know if somebody had a bad day, they're going to spit in my stuff or not.
That's what I'm saying. Me too.
Yeah. So
me too, bro. And so and that's a bad day on a regular day. Imagine a bad day on a regular day in coronavirus land. I'm shook. I'm like, I ain't letting you motherfuckers do nothing.
Yeah, but
I can't.
My daughter wanted pizza the other day, so went to Papa John's, and they had the whole, nobody could be in the same thing in the same area. He was waiting outside. And that's the first time I did pickup since this whole thing started. So I love to cook. But we was in the mood for some pizza. But then I thought, I was like, I gotta work now. And he gonna put on food, but I'm like, I hope that he cuts it out or something. I'm like, sometimes I can't be scared, gotta suck it up. I know I've had worse things in my life. We'll be okay.
Oh my God, bro. I know. Look at how crazy he's gotten, man. You gotta be telling, dude, I was so petrol. Not like that, but I'm just like, I'm trying to watch out for kids and stuff. And so like, we had some beer delivered. And
Wait. I'm talking about food and pizza. You said you had some beer delivered.
You like that, bro?
Things in life, huh?
Yeah, things are different now, my man. Life is good. Things have changed since New York. I'll just say that. I can't even believe they deliver booze, but they don't deliver tobacco, which is so weird.
Yeah. Wait. So what you do? Did you like spray it down with Lysol, the box?
Hell yeah, bro.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Everything. I went real like what do they call that? A tinfoil hat. All this stuff.
Like a brainwave type of shit.
I mean, not that crazy, but my speculation was proven right, and I just started going down the rabbit hole. Like, I knew it. I've been to it. You know what I mean? And then it got stupid because they were like, I was already bugged out because the first thing that tripped me out about, actually, it was the second thing that tripped me out. The second thing that tripped me out was like, no people can hang out with more 50 or more. And I was like, in my back of my head, like, because I'm not dumb, I was like, where did you come up with the number 50?
That's my
right.
Yeah.
Like, and then from 50, they radically went to 10. Then they went to 5. So I get it. Let's say 40,000 is different than 50. But how did you come up with 50 and then all of a sudden shrink that shit down? Because I was like, that's just a really weird number to pick, right? Because I would have been like assuming like it should have been lower to begin with. Don't hang out with motherfuckers more than 20. Why did you go to 50?
Start low and work your way up.
Right. But they pull that shit back real quick.
But you see the same thing happen, like, okay, everybody's self-quarantined, you stay at home. And nobody can go out now. Then they said we have to wait till it hits its peak.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm thinking, if this is something new, how do you know where the peak is?
Right.
And next thing you know, like, well, when we hit our peak, then we'll talk about we'll see what we can do about the economy. 3 days later, they're like, we're gonna start letting people go out May 1st. What happened to the peak? Did we peak already? I was telling my daughter, like,
dude,
you don't know what the peak is. This could be our peak for San Diego. I mean, you have to take like per capita. We're not New York.
No.
You know, back home, it's so tight crunched. So it's easy for people to pass stuff on just walking in Manhattan when it's packed. But so how can you say what our peak is going to be? That's what I was like.
And our numbers are really small in comparison. And our population is pretty high to have such low numbers, which is really strange.
You can check like the people who got coronavirus by your zip code. And here in St. Carlos, we have like after the third week it happened, we had 2 people. And from then until now, we have 6 people in our area. So I'm like, okay. I see everybody going crazy in places like New York, where it's like jam-packed, but me and you live a block away from each other.
Right.
And so San Carlos is kind of big, and there's 6 people. There's 6 people.
Right.
So I'm like, okay, I don't take the numbers as skewed, like it doesn't affect me, so I don't worry about it, because you just don't know where those 6 people are, or if somebody's coming out from somewhere else. But in the same token, I'm like, are we at our peak? Can I go to Mission Trails and play golf now? Because I don't think any of those 6 people are going to be there.
For real.
If they are, they're not going to be in my group of 3 other people. I know my boys. So, I mean.
I know. Of all places to be that would probably be safe would be a golf course, as long as it's not crowded,
Which got me is like social distancing. I'm like, you can't get more distance than golf.
Right. Seriously. That's like so true. I didn't even think about that. It's so funny.
You're out in the open. You're not around a bunch of people. It's just you and one other person in your cart with you.
Right.
And we don't hit the same. So my ball could be on one side of the fairway. You could be 100 yards on the other side of the fairway. So I'm like, you could have given me my golf. But you know what?
100%.
You know what's really hurting me right now? My Yankees going to win the World Series this year.
Yeah, man. We totally were. We totally were, dude. We totally were. I can't believe it, bro. Dude, imagine, like, what if so you're thinking, let's stay positive, right? They're going to have an NFL season, but they're not going to have a basketball season, right?
Well, they don't know if they're going to, like, do it later on or what, but the Lakers should have won between Lakers and Clippers.
100% all day.
But you know what it is? Like, basketball's been through this already. They've had the shortened season when San Antonio won the championship. So they know what it's like. But I mean.
But so what do you mean, though, shortened season, though? Because it's already going to come up on the next season. So what do? You know what I mean? Like, shortened season, the season's almost over. Like, they'd have, like right now, they would basically have to play the playoffs.
Yeah.
Right? And then whoever wins wins the chip. Like, that's the only option they have. Fuck the season.
But yeah, like
the toilet.
San Antonio won. They only played like so many games, and then they had to go straight to the playoffs.
Because you played basketball, that shit would be so sloppy, bro. If they played ball right now, it'd be so gross. It'd be terrible.
Well, no,
they've been off. Muscle memory is a motherfucker, bro. Even though those dudes got nice houses and been shooting the ball around, I mean, I'm sure their lives are weird. Everybody's life is weird, bro.
Yeah,
Even
basketball, all them dudes, except for like rookies, they all got basketball courts in their homes.
right, that's what I'm saying. Most of those guys do, but still, there's a difference. There's a difference in the game, right?
Yeah, that's like a pickup game. Like me and you go to the gym to play with people we don't know.
Right.
You let the stars shine, and everybody will sit back and watch. Oh,
exactly.
You jumped on old boy? Yeah, you get the ball every time we come down. You got a jumper? Okay, give it to him.
Yeah, pretty much.
So that's crazy. I mean, baseball, the longer it goes, to be harder because that's muscle memory.
Right.
I mean, especially for pitchers who are great pitchers, they don't get to pitch. All these balls are going out of just gone. Football's the same way. Soccer. I mean, footwork. You keep your footwork. You go in the backyard and practice your footwork and kick the ball around. I mean, half of soccer now is flopping anyways.
Right, pretty much, and getting the cards.
So yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I definitely wanted to see the Yanks win the World Series. That would have been a fly.
That was us. We had it this year.
Yeah, that was totally fire. We got screwed 3 times in a row, bro. It's so trash. I'm so pissed.
Yeah, Yankees went and got pitching what we needed and doing what they're supposed to do, and yep, no baseball.
Nope, not for you. So sorry. Too bad. Right. So sad.
That might be the conspiracy theory right there. They did it because they don't want the Yankees to win no more.
I know. I mean, it's crazy to think all the speculation of everything. This almost seems like now it's starting to make you creep into your brain. Like, could there have been like not only government cover up, but like extra efforts in trying to make some shit more fugazi, bro? You know what I mean?
I always think no matter what happens when it comes from the government, and there's always cover up. I mean,
right? Somebody fucked up, and they're trying to. Yeah.
I don't talk politics with friends, but I always vote for the lesser of the evils because our governments, when it comes to individual people, are just ridiculous. So there is that backdoor deal. You know what? Let's do this, and we'll help you out with this because there's money in the medicine, not the cure.
Never in the cure, bro. Never in the cure, my friend. I already know that. I ask people who have AIDS.
Exactly.
Right? Because they probably could have figured that shit out a long time ago. Think about people who have cancer. Right? If they figure that shit out, I'm sure chemo ain't cheap.
No.
Right? Chemo is not cheap, bro.
Is this was something to backline some backdoor pockets for people? What? You never know.
Exactly. You never can understand. Fucking bullshit, bro.
We'll get through it. We always get through everything. So
I know, but isn't this crazy in our lifetimes to be like challenged with such ridiculous kind of catastrophe and just like an automatic shutdown? I mean, this is
yeah.
Over the top, bro. This is over the top.
You think we had stuff like this before, but the government stopped at swine flu, SARS. Remember downtown when they had the whole hepatitis B outbreak down there?
Remember that shit? I forgot about that. That is pretty. Yo, that's funny. I forgot about that shit. I was shook because I was to give some background on how gangsta I am. I was cleaning toilets downtown around that time. Like just before that shit popped off, I had gotten like one of my 9 lives came back to the kid, and I got a comeuppance. You know what I mean? Because I went from like cleaning toilets to being like a rock star again. It was hilarious. But while I was down there, as soon as that shit I kind of bounced, yeah, that shit got crazy down there. I remember I was like a little nervous on the low. I was like, damn, I hope I don't got it. But I don't know. I'm from New York, so I mean I know that doesn't mean much, but there's a level of being bulletproof.
Yes.
New York provides for you because it's kind of gross there. If you're gonna catch something, I mean, it's New York City.
If you can get through New York, you can get through anything.
I mean, that statement is never more truer for that town. Like you couldn't imagine, bro. If you put in a 20-year sentence, fuck that. If you put like a year in that bitch, that just change you. Shit.
Exactly.
I mean, we just came back, which is crazy for us.
I remember having telling me, yeah.
uh it's bananas to think that all that stuff was like right on the horizon.
Yep.
And we didn't even know. Like Tabitha flew again during the time of January, right? And like if you started to think a lot, who knows that Corona was already probably popping off. We just hadn't had the numbers back, right? And Tabitha had already flown twice, and she went to Kentucky, so she went to the East Coast 2 times, and nothing. And it's trippy.
Had it. They just thought they had a cold or the flu.
Right. Yeah. And I don't know. It's even more funny that Donald Trump. I wonder if he invented the term fake news. I don't know if he did, but he definitely makes that shit run with his shit a lot as his slogan. But there's a lot of more fake news now than there's ever been, and it's so fucking dangerous, bro. Like when times that people should be honest and like transparent about information, there's so much people like I don't even know.
Yeah, it's the news, and I try and watch the news just for the weather, which is odd being in San Diego because
that is hard.
But I do anyway. It's like, okay, is it going to be partly cloudy or sunny, depending on my golf game? So I don't worry about the rain. I know that, but it's just weird to me. But it's just, I mean, and you say Trump, like I was talking to my dad earlier. He says he calls him the 46th president minus one. So, and I mean, this it baffles me the way he thinks sometimes, and just. I mean, if you think about it, when this first happened, he said it was a hoax. It was all propaganda, fake news, and now it's so crazy. And the people are asking, like, do you take any blame for it? He's like, no, this ain't got nothing to do with me. Right. We put this on Obama. I'm like, what the fuck?
I know, that was crazy. By the way, what a sick move to pull. Instead of being like, it's not my fault, it's like, it was those last motherfuckers. They left the shelves empty.
Exactly. And I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, okay, if you take out just me being black, Obama being black, it is what it is. But okay, when Obama was the president, we had this H1N1 swine flu. He took care of that. This happened on your watch, 3 years into your watch. And how's it somebody else's fault now? I'm just lost.
Yeah, I mean, listen, you can say whatever you want about Obama, but for the most part, he didn't really fuck it up that much.
He didn't
right?
fuck up nothing. I mean,
but also too, he didn't really have. I mean, I'm not gonna say he didn't have because he came in right when the housing market happened. So, but people weren't dying. It was a different situation. But I know it's just he's not eloquent, right? Like even if he was fucking it up and he made it sound good, it'd be good. But because he's a total jackass at times, you know, it just sounds worse than what it is.
It's nice like, at times, though. I was talking to one of my other boys, and he's Republican, and it is what it is. We're cool. We're cool. Yeah. He's like, you know, the unemployment rate for black people. I was like, well, there's nothing Trump has done. He has passed no laws or no bills that change anything when it comes to unemployment rate. If you look at the statistics, it's been on an upward trend for the last 12, 13 years.
Yeah, since the 08. I mean, yes, right. It was already up on an onward trend when Obama was in office.
Exactly.
The market's been doing fine. We recovered pretty well from the 08 crash, if you think about it.
And I asked him, I was like, if you take Trump's name out of it, if you just knew the things he's done to people, to women, the things you hear him say, the things the way he acted, if his name was Bob Johnson, would you hang out with this dude? He's like, fuck no. I was like, why not? He's like, because that's a shitty person. I'm like, but you voted for this shitty person just because his name was Trump. That makes no sense to me. I'm confused. He's like, yeah, no. If we was on the outside world, his name was Bob, and I heard he'd done all this stuff and touched him in the pussy and all this stuff. No, we wouldn't be friends. And it just confused. I'm like, that makes no sense to me, bro, at all.
It's okay. It's a movie. Yeah, it's okay for what?
It's okay for the president to do that stuff and you voted for him, but if he was just like your next door neighbor, you would have called the cops on him a long time ago, type of shit. Like, the fuck?
Bro, there's a movie that's with Eddie Murphy, dude, and it rings so true for this situation because it just makes you see how like stupid and silly not only politics are, but politicians. Right? Yes. Have you ever seen the movie? It's with Eddie Murphy. I think it's called The Distinguished Gentleman. and he plays like this.
Yes.
It's a throwback, bro.
Office, yes.
Yeah. And it's a lot like Trump, bro. Like he's just acting up there. Or he thinks he's acting. Like you can see him. It's so funny watching him. His shit is comedy to me. It's the best TV you can give me. Only because watching a person fuck up and watching them think they're killing it is hilarious to me. And that's what homeboy be doing. Like it's like me.
It's like being the basketball and you shooting jumpers, but you walk down the other way before it even goes in, like killing it. Everybody's exactly. Like, you just missed 9 shots out of 10, bro. The fuck you know about killing it? Nah, bro, that's splash.
Exactly, dude. That's exactly what it is, bro. And that's how he do. And that boy is crazy. He is a nut. He is a nut.
It's just he don't give a fuck. He knows he's fucking up, but he's like, as long as I keep telling myself I'm not fucking up, it's okay. And he just keep on going. And you hear him talk, he just like stutters and lost and confused. I'm like, he makes me feel dumb. And I know I'm a smart man. I'm like, the fuck are you talking about right now?
I know. It's crazy to hear a person talk the way he talks. And you know what the more trippy shit is for like you guys like you and me? We're New Yorkers. So there's a level of like the New York swag that he kind of fucks up, but you know it's part of the game that being in New York, just how it is, man. You know, you gotta I guess you gotta be feeling your own shit. There's no other way to kick that kind of swag if you're not all bought in, right? Like
my mom used to say, if you lie enough, at some point you start believing your own lies.
Right.
They truce. So
exactly.
And that's where he's at that high level of my shit don't stink, no matter what I say is true to me, so that's to be true to everybody else. And I mean, it is what it is. It can't be changed now. So,
I mean, I don't even know. I was like thinking about it. I've just been busy fucking with this, trying to do this show remotely. And it's just so crazy for me because I wanted to look into the fact that what are the laws or what are the things that Trump could do under states of emergency to prolong his term?
Yeah, if he could stay in office longer since the election.
Yeah, exactly. That's kind of crazy, bro. That's making history on a whole nother level. I mean,
now you went back to that conspiracy theory thing. Like, did he put it out there just for this?
I don't know. I mean, just a week ago, my man was getting impeached, and now all of this shit is happening.
Crazy,
I don't know, bro. Crazy. I don't know. I smell some fishy shit. Speaking about dudes from New York, I can smell a scam when I see one, bro. I'll be like, yeah. I'm like, something's going on.
You know, this is Manhattan, the 3 cups. Find the coin.
Yeah, this ain't no 3-card Monty. You trying to pull up on me, bro. I know that there's no queen on the table. You're lying.
He's playing it.
You're popping the queen the whole time.
That might be it right there.
Yeah,
get him in
for real.
It's just crazy. Just crazy. But we'll see. I figure by June, we'll really know what's really going down. May everybody be out. We'll see by the beginning of June, mid-June, if everything really gets back to normal. Like, I need me some sweet chili wings type of shit.
I know. Tell me about it, bro. That shit this is so crazy, man. I know so many people that's got to be killing motherfuckers too, because a lot of people that were just so used to eating out, not having that, and like you said, you cook because you're home, and so they're being tabby, but a lot of people are missing going out and getting something laid down.
Yeah,
you know.
I got friends that can't cook at all, so their whole life was going out to eat every night.
Damn.
My daughter's mom, she couldn't mess up boiling an egg. So now she like stuck, like, what do I do now? And that's why my daughter's living with me, because she's like, she got to eat.
Fuck.
I mean, it's just crazy. You can't eat ham and cheese sandwiches for the rest of your life.
Right.
You got to turn on the cooking channel at some point and just try some shit. But they say YouTube could teach you how to be a doctor. You better teach you how to be a chef.
For real, man. That shit is important.
Yes.
I mean, I burn shit in the microwave before I starve, so I don't really give a fuck. I mean, you know what I was thinking about today, man? Thank God I was living kind of a single life before I met Tabitha, because like being home and being on lockdown really is not that big of a deal to me. Because I was already eating on some crazy shit. I was already on some scavenger lifestyle. I was already like, I just didn't expect everybody to freak out about fucking toilet paper. But, you know, I was like, all right.
I don't understand the toilet paper. I'm lost.
It's like some movie shit or something.
You was on that Riker stuff, Top Ramen and Hot Links.
For real. Oh my God. I know. I mean, you know what was really fucked up too? Just going to supermarkets and seeing them just demolished, bro. Like nothing on the shelves.
Like 28 days later, just stuff gone. I'm like, what are you eating? And I get it if you don't know how to cook, so that's why you buy all the toilet paper, because you got bubble guts all the time.
Right.
But you don't need that much, bruh. I'm like,
bro,
it don't take that much to wipe your ass.
What a trip, bro. What a trip. What a fucking trip.
And I have friends like, you gonna be okay with toilet paper? I'm like, bruh, worst case scenario, I take a shit, I jump in the shower right afterwards. That stuff will wash on down. I'll be okay.
Yeah, I know. It's not the end of the world. That's what they're really worried about too. When water and fucking gasoline are like fuck, then you know what's so crazy for me too? Like reading it like with a barometer, I was like up in the store and I was already like, this ain't the end. When the candy and the soda and all the fucked up shit is gone, then you should be real alarmed. You know, because I'm already from the hood. And I already know, like when me and the missus went back, bro, we went to this grocery store. Yo, the Bronx is so terrible, bro. We went to this grocery store. This grocery store looked like when you walked inside, as soon as you opened the door, it was like getting transported back to like 1980, bro. It was like, what the fuck just happened? And it was so ghetto, and it was just like so ratchet. I was just like, fuck.
You used to get used to that California living, bro.
I know, and like to see it now, it was just like that's what I was used to, though.
You know? Now we like you going to Albertsons, yeah. Back home on the bodega, you get you a sandwich and some toilet paper, a 40, and a Kit Kat for $7. You'd be okay. Catch you a gypsy cab way home.
Exactly. Now it's just like I don't even know. BX is NYC is just a whole nother animal.
Yeah. But like they say, if you can make it in New York, you can make it anywhere.
I don't even know. Corona's making that shit extra hard right now over there.
For reals. And my cousin, he's a nurse, but he's in-home nurse for elderly. So he goes to homes like he has to walk. He walks. He doesn't drive or catches the train and stuff. And he said it's ridiculous out there. Like he was walking in Manhattan. There's nobody on the streets. When's the last time you've been home and there's nobody in Manhattan? It's just crazy.
I know my brother was it works downtown, and it was the same kind of thing. And I was just like, holy shit. I seen some pictures, but he was telling me, he was like, there's nobody here. Did you hear about the dude who was like driving at night and crashed like his whip? I think he was driving a Mustang.
What?
Or a Porsche. It could have been something nicer. It wasn't a Mustang. Yeah, he was trying to whip it, and he crashed his whip in New York because the streets were just like wide open, and it was a really nice car too. And he got like, yeah, it's NYC, man. I was trying to explain to these guys that like take it easy over there, and they just didn't get it. Like I said, my brother was downtown, still cleaning hotel rooms where most of that traffic was happening. I'm like, bro, take it easy. I mean, but it's weird. I don't know. It's like something that's happening, but you're not really seeing it. Do you know anybody who was infected by coronavirus?
Not a single soul.
Right. I feel like I'm smelling some other bullshit, bro. I'm not trying to be an asshole. I don't know. I'm like, what's happening here?
Family. I call my family back in New York. I got family in Texas. I got my parents retired in Colorado. I don't know anybody who had corona, bruh. Nobody.
Right. So what's happening?
And that's what gets me like, is it that bad? But then you see the numbers on TV, so it has to be.
Right. That's what I'm saying. It's such a weird. It's a weird thing.
I talked to friends who are like cops and paramedics and dispatchers, and like, yeah, it's crazy here. And I'm like, anybody you know got it? No. I'm lost. I'm lost. And I got a big family. I know I can name 3 cousins off the top who had crabs and herpes.
Right.
I can't name nobody who got coronavirus.
I know. It's very weird. It's very weird. I mean, I know people that know a lot of people, and my wife knows even more people, and nobody I've known for the most part. I think I got to double check. The only thing I heard was my cousin got it, but I don't know if that's 100% because motherfuckers are just assuming they got it. Right?
Yeah.
So if somebody got sick and had the flu, they're like, I got coronavirus. I'm like, that's not a fact. You don't know that shit. You're not a doctor.
That's like sleeping with that dirty bride back home. You wake up the next day and your nuts is itching. You think you got crabs or syphilis. You get tested first.
Right. Yeah. Or wash your nuts. You got to do a couple different things. But It's not just that. You're not a doctor, you fucking moron. Exactly. But I don't know. Yeah, it's a weird space to even think about what are people thinking about it, what's in their fucking brain and their mind, what's happening. But
it's just odd that I and all the people I know, all the people my family knows, I don't know a single soul who's got corona.
Right. Nobody. Not one. And like I said, my cousin, I think he got it. I think I was trying to allude to that. I might have forgotten. But yeah, he's got corona, supposedly. But like I said, he didn't take a test. So who the fuck knows? So he might not have it either. So out of all the people, just think about that. How many people you know is, I'm sure, a good amount. I know a good amount, and my wife knows a good amount. And none of the people that know, let's say that's at least, I don't know. Well, we'll be generous. 1,000 people, not 1,000 people that we know have coronavirus. And they saying thousands of people are dying a day. So I'm like, wait a minute. These sound like conflicting stories.
And with that point, I mean, shouldn't like the funeral business be booming right now if all the people are dying?
Well, do you know what the fucked up thing is? And no one's even reporting on that shit, bro. There ain't no funerals, man. They're burying those people. They're fucking throwing them in pits. They're disrespecting the dead. But who even knows how they're handling it? Because people are not even getting funeral services.
And that's why I really can't say they're disrespecting, because is it really happening? I know as a black man, we have funerals and we do viewings. So you just can't be dying and you don't give a proper burial. It don't happen for us.
Right.
I mean, you can get shot in Brooklyn. There's going to be a small parade in your neighborhood. We're going up and down Flatbush celebrating you with posters and shit. And friends and family. True. So,
and that was one of the things that I found as a story that wasn't getting like more attention, because that's gotta fucking suck, dude. When you're when you're not able to say goodbye to people, and then I mean, there's crazy stories out there about like body bags in the streets and in stores of people, and like in trucks in New York, and like just mountains of people. You can't bury people like that. Like they're not having services, man. You know what I mean? It's mass graves. But that's crazy.
And you say that, and at some point, if I think, okay, all these people died, so I have to say, okay, nobody's talking about the funeral service, so it has to be mass graves. But in the same token, how are people accepting this? You telling me I can't go get my family and bury them correctly? You can't. As a person, a man or a woman, you can't tell me I'm not going to get my aunt, my grandmother, my brother, or somebody and bury them like they're supposed to be. It's not happening. So it's just odd to me. Like, where are all these people at? Where are all these funerals at? Where are they keeping all these bodies if all these people are dying? It's kind of confusing to me.
Yeah, it's very confusing to me. That's why it's so easy to fucking like pull up some conspiracy theory, bro, because this shit doesn't something sounds wrong. like I said, bro, I'm from the block. I see scheme a mile away, and I'm like, someone's scheming. Someone the fuck is someone's
Follow
up to
the cup,
something.
man. Follow the cup.
Something's up to something. I'm like, this is not making sense. And then okay,
Yeah.
boom, like you said earlier, like okay, bow. We're just gonna lift it. Everybody's out. Okay, you're good. It's good. Don't worry. Everything's good.
Yeah,
You're
where
good.
you getting
Go back
timelines
to work.
from, data from?
Right. Like we're fine. Everything's fine. Don't sweat it.
But I was watching C-SPAN yesterday,
Uh-huh.
Thursday or Friday, and every day they show like different governors talking about their states and stuff. And the governor from New York, he was going off on Trump, going off on him. Like, you talking about we gonna fix this stuff and you ain't putting money towards the state? This is a federal pandemic and you ain't putting in federal money. Like, when it came with the PPEs, all the masks and stuff, he didn't do nothing. When we want to do testing, he didn't do nothing. Like, he's like, we put in our own money and now we got all these tests. He's supposed to like to do the biggest worldwide test in a week, this week coming up, like thousands and thousands of people. And he's like, Trump ain't done shit. Like, he's just garbage. I'm like, this dude is really flashing. I'm like, you can tell he's like born and raised in New York. Like, he just go off this dude, like freestyling all day.
But you know what's so funny? Having two New Yorkers go at it, and one of them being a governor, one being the president, right? And then it being New York in the middle of it. And then that's what I was on one of my other shows, because I'm on another show, Drunk Lumber, with some other friends. And we were talking about that. It's like Trump will go on the mic and be like, everything's great. We're killing it. We're going to destroy it. Victories, just crushing it. I'm talking to governors and senators and mothers and sons. And everybody's loving me. And the VA is great. And my ratings are great. And Facebook is up. And I'm crushing it. And you'll hear, and then you hear this guy, this governor dude, and he's like, Trump ain't doing shit. And I'm like, what's happening?
Like, which governor are you talking to?
How can you print this? How can you print two different stories in the sense of like, no one's even asking who's telling the truth? Like, where we at?
But you got to take it like, if you even know just a little bit about economics and policies and stuff like that. Like the other day, Trump said, I'm the president. Opening up the United States comes down to me and only me. I had the final word. You saw like 10, 15, 20 governors like, you can't tell us when we open up our state. We do that when we want to do it. And then 3 days later, he's like, well, I'm leaving it up to the governors. Like, no, bitch. They told you what they were going to do, and you had to change your story. Like,
but you see, that's the thing that's like, for me, I'm not giving him a defense, but I feel like it's the argument that's difficult to measure, because it's like, okay, either, and it's fucked up that Trump is holding the show, but it's like, hey, either you want us to be involved or not, because it's like some of these other states are like, hey, don't tell us what to do, right? And it's like, all right, cool. But then it's like, well, we need this. And it's like, well, you don't want us to tell us what you want to do, so we're not going to help you either. That's kind of how they're rolling it out. Right, it's like if you want to be on your own, do your thing.
And that's the problem with Trump. He don't know the law, and that's the problem. When he says, "Okay, I'm the last word. I can tell you when you open up your state," he doesn't have that kind of power. That's not the way power works for the president. He doesn't. He doesn't have that kind of policies. So, and that's why if you think of governors, they're the president of their own state. They make the laws. We pass the same laws just like Congress does. And state law comes, but federal law is a little bit different when it comes to certain things. And if the president oversees a state law, then you have to take us up to the Supreme Court. But the law already states he can't tell a state, like, you shut down forever.
Right,
and
yeah.
You can't, he doesn't have the kind of power, and he knew that. So when he said it, he was talking off the dome because he doesn't know the law. That's why they come back 3 days later, like, well, we're going to give it to the governors to do it. Like, and it confused me, like, you got all these people behind you who you hired to know stuff for you, and you still talking without talking to them first. Like, you're confusing me, bro. You lost.
Yeah, he's a special one, that guy. What a time to have my dude in charge.
Bruh. I don't know what's worse. Him being in charge, or the people still supporting him like he's doing a good job. Like, what is going through your mind? Like, do you not hear the words coming? What?
You know what it is now, bro? It's so crazy, bro. It's so crazy that both sides are just so tone deaf that it doesn't make any sense.
Yes,
The,
yes.
You know what I mean? Like the Republicans are so tone deaf to the issues of the Democratic policy that anything Democratic people say is like, fuck those guys. Fuck
But
those dudes. And
that
now,
started right when Obama came into office.
right?
That started when Obama came into office.
Yes.
And people always say, well, are you Democrat? I'm like, no, I'm not Democrat. Oh, you're Republican? No. What are you?
Yeah.
Realist.
Right.
I'm a realist. I mean, there's some things I agree with, some things I don't. But right now, we're in a spot where we just have an idiot. And I just can't agree with anything. This dude's just an idiot. If he had common sense, I'd be okay with it. But he's lacking all of that. That's just that I think I'm better than everybody else. So what I say goes, no matter what you say is wrong because what I say is right, even though I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about type of shit, bro. That, I don't want to say white privilege, just that mindset, like, and that's just him. When he had his show on TV, that's the way he was. How he treats his employees in New York. And we from New York, you know how he is. So I'm like, you a dick. There's no other way to put it. That's just the way you are.
But you know, it's so funny. Like I've been again doing all these shows, and we've been talking about all these dudes with power. It's so hard, kind of not to be, because like, look, Zuck is come off as kind of a dipshit, right? You got this dude. He's kind of a dick. That Steve Jobs was considered a dick, right? Like most of those, like it's cool for a cool billionaire. Like there's not that many cool billionaires, right? Like you got Warren Buffett, he's just a cool old guy. The one that I think everybody likes the most is fucking Mark Cuban, because Mark Cuban is the guy that'll jump out of, a limo with a, 3-piece suit that's like, 10 grand and then show up to a basketball game in sneakers and a t-shirt. You know what I mean?
Raised, because Mark Cuban came from nothing. He just happened to luck up and got Yahoo and sold it for billions and all that stuff. So yeah.
Right. So, but that's what I'm saying. So for the most part, most of those dudes are ruthless, bro. They don't give a fuck, bro. They don't give a fuck.
I'm okay with being ruthless when it comes to your job and doing what you're supposed to do, but you ain't got to be a dick about it. I'm sorry. If when it comes to business, you're being ruthless when it comes to deals and things like that, yes. But at this point, you run the free world. We're not talking about you or the mayor.
That's the thing. That's the thing. Right. That's the thing. That he can't be pulling that stuff off. But this is the thing. Can he? Right? I mean, this is the first time the shenanigans has just been so goddamn ridiculous that it's transparent. But, no one talks about what Dick Cheney was fucking up to. No one talks, I'm sure, what fucking, Bush Sr. was up to. No one talks about what fucking Reagan was doing in the, Central America at the time. Like, these dudes have been fucking crooks for a hot minute, bro.
Yeah, it's not afterwards. I mean, like Reaganomics. Fuck white people, the drug things like that. But it came out afterwards.
Right. Yeah, of course. Like 40 years later.
It's coming out while he's still in office.
That's what I'm saying. Right. Like it's catching up real time.
Yes.
He's in office today. There's a video about it tomorrow. You know what I mean? Like it's not taking decades to uncover the cold files of, the case that went cold. After 40 years, we found out who shot JFK type of shit.
But that's his fault. He wanted to be a reality star. Now reality's hitting his ass.
This is where he's at. This is where he's at for sure. I mean, he was definitely all about it. That's what he wanted to do.
Crazy.
Yeah, it's pretty nuts. Having him in charge is a reality star, billionaire. I almost, so funny. I would have taken Bloomberg all day of the week, bro. In that position during this time, if I had to pick a guy,
I would have taken anybody. Because I mean, and you say billionaire,
anybody, yeah, because he's a billionaire too, another billionaire.
I mean, but Trump, you say billionaire, but I mean, nobody that rich has filed for bankruptcy so many more times than that man right there.
Yeah, but listen, as an accountant, and I should have introduced you as Dominic the accountant, bro. You know that fucking file for bankruptcy is just a way for people with money to hide the money they got. So in a large way, bankruptcy for him was probably the best play he ever did. He probably got mad though. It was like, oh, this shit is fire. Oh, can't pay the bills. Close. Move this cash to another fucking corporation. Oh, this one can't fucking do this shit. Close. I just doubled up again.
But that's what gets me. And this man's filed for bankruptcy 6-7 times. and you say he's okay to run our money, our tax dollars.
He's the American dream, bro. You know, he's like the definition of all the loopholes, right?
Sitting up here, yeah, you right. You right.
You know? It's not. It's not. Listen, one of the things my friend makes fun of me about it because they say it all the time. It's not his fault. He knows how to use the cheat codes, man. That motherfucker is on that shit all day. He just knows what the fuck he's doing.
And you know what? It's funny because growing up, you know, every parent tells their kid you can be whatever you want to be growing up. And as a black man, we knew that wasn't right because we can never be president. Obama became president. We was like, okay, maybe we can. And I'm successful. I've had a good life and done good things. But when Trump came into office, that just put everybody on the plate. Like, you can be slow, you can be lost, you can not know what the fuck you're doing, you can handle your money wrong, you could break the law.
But the one thing you gotta have, bro, is you gotta have a shtick and you gotta have money, bro. And even Bush, bro, the junior version, he was kind of that same kind of shtick too. Right?
Yeah.
You could be dumb. You could be a C student. You could do some blow. You could be the second favorite son. You could not be that bright. You know, your dad bought all of your fucking grades in school, you dumb fuck. Right? He probably put a West Wing somewhere, you know, of some school that got you in. Right? Like, come on, bro. It's having that swagger of millions and billions is what gets you in the door. Right? It's all on you. It's all on you how you play that next play. I mean, for what Trump has done to go from 7 bankruptcies and then become the president, you could make a connection between him and Abraham Lincoln. I mean, it's that crazy. You know what I mean? As a failed person, as a failed businessman.
You're right. And they went about the same thing, but total opposite of the spectrum. Abraham Lincoln came in. And he owned slaves, but he wanted to free slaves.
Exactly.
And that was his whole pitch. Trump came in as a racist and fed on that. And fed on that and became president.
Yeah.
So it's just crazy.
That's what I'm saying, dude. It's weird, but when you start to like break down the print of the whole situation, it has a lot of sides. This whole situation is so crazy, man. Like to be in to even question the idea that I am in a pandemic that could be technically faked and rigged. It sounds crazy. And then to have some dude in charge that shouldn't even be in charge of tying your shoes. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, he's a savvy businessman, but man, in the sense of he's been able to trick people for this long, right? That's what I think when people say he's a savvy businessman, that's what it is, right? Like his hocus pocus has got him to become the president of the United States. To me, that's kind of fire. Because it pretty much shows the American dream. If you lie and steal and someone gives you $1 million and you're not stupid. I mean, look, if you bring sports into it, right? Because technically this is supposed to be a sports show. How many young athletes get millions of dollars and they're broke by the time, you know, they're in their 10th year enjoying that lifestyle? Some guys don't even make it that long, right? So to give a guy right, exactly. But I'm stretching it to the most maximum, right? Yeah. You give a young Donald Trump, a young 21-year-old kid, right? Right. No matter what his situation was, you give him $1 million, he could have fucked that shit off too, right? So I think in that situation, I think that's what people are like trying to admire from that, you know, swing from him is that, oh, this guy, he did kind of make it in the sense that he was able to kind of come up with a shtick and the stick worked and the stick got him so much. Like he gave that name Trump. He made a name. That name doesn't even, you know,
an ultimate Ponzi scheme, pyramid scheme worker in the world, bruh.
But you know what's so crazy? Bernie Madoff has went to jail and so has Martha Stewart. And Donald Trump hasn't. And that's what I'm saying. Donald Trump is a beast when it comes to being like slippery and like, you know, like he's definitely got that hood swag, bro. He's quick on his feet. My man doesn't get caught up. He doesn't get caught up. Imagine the lawyers he must have. Imagine the fucking imagine the law team that dude must have.
He gets caught up, but he finds those loopholes.
Fuck yeah, he does, dude. Fuck yeah, he does, bro. Come on.
Find loopholes, and that's all it is. And
we were talking on a show,
right
and
wrong, but I mean, it's as a president, it's shady ass work.
oh my god, yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. It's super shady. What this whole shit is shady.
Yeah. I mean, Martha Stewart, she came out on she went to jail for something we all do. Don't snitch, don't tell. Backdoor, get your money out the thing. But she came out on top. She came out on top. She's like, I'm smoking weed with Snoop now. So I'm good. I know I can.
Not only that, think about this. Think about how bulletproof, excuse the pun, how bulletproof her name became just by going to like the hood, in the sense of becoming going to prison and then coming out. It's like, damn, this girl's standard is still fire. You know, like she should probably teaching motherfuckers how to do baking, you know, whatever inside. And it just
come out
her friend. Yeah. But that's the thing. It takes a certain person. I'm sure Martha Stewart is no walk in the park.
Oh yeah, no. You don't get that famous and big from
right.
It ain't even she Gordon Ramsay had all these fucking restaurants and shit like that. I've never went to a Martha Stewart restaurant in my life. I don't even think she owns one, but she owns a video.
No, that's actually a really good statement. She doesn't, I don't think. And
she owns, everybody knows about Martha.
She knows a lot of shit, but she don't know. She's like, I didn't sell out like that. I'm not opening no corny themed restaurant for that shit to go bankrupt and me not to get my money because I'm about that fucking, you know, green, kid. She's like, I'm about that green, you know? So it's pretty hilarious. But yeah, dude, I'm telling you, it proves my point. So if Martha Stewart had to go through all of that and she's still a G, imagine what Trump had to go through to become the president. You know what I mean? He's just so fire and he's so dismissive that even if you get stories on my man, he'll just be like, fake news. That's not true. You're dead. Whatever you just said is not right.
Yo, go to, you know, you got your cheat code, fake news. Bro, no, bitch, you got you on tape.
Bro.
It's like OJ, saw you strangle her in front of your house. Nah, that's fake news.
Yo, that's fire. That's all OJ needs to do. By the way, do you follow OJ on Twitter?
No, I can't fuck with that dude, bro.
You gotta follow him on Twitter, bro.
No,
only because it's hilarious. I only bring it up because you're missing golfing, and OJ is not missing it at all. That motherfucker's been hitting the green like a motherfucker through this whole coronavirus shit, bro.
How stay at home and shut the fuck up. That's what OJ need to do.
Bro, that shit is comedy. It's comedy. It's comedy. I just love watching like real meltdowns. I'm not into the reality shit that much, but I just like watching just people just melt down. It's just like, dude, bro, this dude will fucking do like live feeds. Like he's not even tweeting in the sense of writing, because I don't know if he gets like he doesn't understand that part. So he'll just like post videos of himself. Bro,
I don't know if he gets that part.
I'm just saying, like, look, I'll be honest. You know, I'm not the greatest writer, so I'm always reading versus tweeting myself, but he'd be tweeting videos of him on the golf course all the time, bro. That shit is hilarious. It's fucking comedy.
I don't need to see this dude doing nothing that he got away with and enjoying life. I'm sorry.
Yo, no, listen, that was another motherfucker, bro. He should have totally left the country. He came off good, and he got all fucked up in the game.
Right now, riding a zebra, just relaxing, but no, he want to steal his own shit back.
Yo, that's crazy. Yo, speaking of zebras, and this sounds super racist. Speaking about zebras,
we talking about zebras
and black people. Dude, you know what was the shit I read today, and I didn't even like really get into it because I'm like, come on, man, this is getting out of control. There were like 3.3 million people might die in Africa off of coronavirus, my dude. That sounds crazy. You think that's real, bro? That sounds. I wish I had my computer open to fuck with it. I mean, it is open, but it's using all this energy to do the stream.
Like the bars are still open in TJ in Mexico. Like they have no shit going on down there.
Really? That's interesting.
Yes. My boy lives in Rosarito. He said all the bars are open. He showed me a video of him at the bar, like live feed, Facebook time. He has the bar And bars packed. I'm like, what the fuck?
Packed.
He's like, that shit is not going down here. I'm like, fuck. What the fuck is going on, bro?
That's what I'm saying, bro.
I'm at Albertsons every 3 days buying a new bottle. Look at this. This is me having to go to Albertsons every 3-4 days and shit. The fuck is this? At the bar having fish tacos and lobster plates. While I'm fucking around at home, about to make some carne asada.
Oh my God, bro. This is so crazy. This is what I'm saying, bro. I'm thinking the fake news is the fake news, meaning, I don't know, bro. I haven't heard one person legitimately tell me, like, yo, I almost died. I had corona. What's up? And I'm like, all right, that's fucked up. Glad that you're alive, but you really had it and you got tested. Then I would be like a little bit thing. But nobody I know has said that to me. I gotta confirm the story with my mom. But like I said, he said that he had it, but he didn't get tested. I need the test, plus he had it. I don't know nobody that's had those two things come together.
Nah, he had bubble guts, bro. He just thought it was this shit.
Story. That's what I said. I'm like, bro, because do you listen to Joe Rogan?
Yeah.
So Joe, a friend of, I think he was a comedian. I don't know his name, but he got it. And a bunch of celebrities have gotten it. And they really haven't really, like, I don't know, nothing's been too crazy. I mean, that prime minister guy almost didn't make it, but
yeah.
I don't know if the prime minister of England, I think that's correct. I hope that sounds
not. Was it England? I think it was. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know much about this shit, but I think
he was in the hospital for like a week, and he's out now, and he's fine.
Yeah, he's good, but they almost lost my dude. And so what I'm saying is, he was the only person that was like critical that had, I don't know, the cloud in the sense of people knowing him or him being like very popular. It wasn't. I mean, a lot of NBA dudes got it, and have we heard from Kevin Durant? I don't follow him on Twitter, but
fine. And what gets me is, and I wish bad on nobody. I wish everybody to shine and get their shit. But when it comes to stars and politicians and things like that, their firm belief is some press is good press, be it bad press, whatever. I need to see test results. I mean, how you run a country and you ain't got the best doctors in the world as pretty much the president of England, and you got this. How you got millions of dollars and you got coronavirus? And I know it don't see no color, nothing, but if that's the case, how come Trump ain't got it?
Well, that's the crazy thing too, because I think that prime minister, and this is, I'm like 60% on the story. That prime minister was at the same fucking spot in Brazil that Trump was in, and Melania was in. I'm being serious, and Pence was in, and none of those motherfuckers tested positive for that shit. Right? And so I'm just like,
but you know,
what's happening?
He's like the Trump of England. Like nobody wanted him in office.
Right. Yeah. I know. They hated him. They said they were happy. Poor guy. He's dying, and like, you know, the Twitter feed is blowing up that they hope that he dies and shit. Poor dude. By the way, are you on Twitter? Are you on Twitter?
Yeah.
Sweet. You got to give me. Is it the same thing? Some New York shit?
Yeah, NYSD 28.
Seriously?
All my shit's that, bro. Gotta have my football number in there. No, and I came from New York to San Diego.
No, that's fire. That makes it so easy to find you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm on Twitter. That I just learned how to tweet. I just bro. I know. I know. I just learned how to tweet. Yeah, but it's just crazy. All these different bullshit that they have. That seems to be the more complicated out of the rest of them.
Well, and Twitter's that quick shit, throw out, talk about somebody real fast and bounce out. It's not like, unless you like covert and you on Snapchat where they can't trace that shit. You say what you got to say, then nobody can report.
I was on that covert shit for a while. I fucked with that Snapchat for a minute. That shit is fire. I love how that shit is like, bye.
You fuck with Snapchat because you're being sneaky.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Hell yeah. Cold
No
work.
sneakiness.
Fuck that. That shit is brilliant. That's why that platform really didn't explode because there's really nothing. I mean, there's some shit on that shit, but not. I mean, fucking Mark Zuckerberg gutted that fucking app and stole everything and put it in Facebook into Instagram. So everything that shit was popular about is gone now.
Yeah, I mean, people on Snap. I'll send some like shit on Snapchat every now and then to look at people's shit, but it's not the same as you on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter.
You on all that shit or no?
Yeah, I got all of them.
Yeah. Which ones do you fuck with the most?
Well, like I'm on Facebook because I get to chat with the family because I don't have any family out here on the West Coast. So they see my pictures and stuff. I see their pictures, see my cousins and things like that. But I'm not really a social media type of dude. You know, okay, don't tell nobody, even though we on this right here.
I won't touch
TikTok,
somebody else,
bro. You got to get on that TikTok.
I know I've been wanting to fuck with you know so because I've been like working on this shit, right? And it's just been an interesting role with me really trying to become like a creator, especially during this time. But that new Drake shit dropped. And I wanted to do the Tootsie whatever roll pop. I don't even know what the fuck they call that shit. What's up?
TikTok. That's TikTok. You just get to be out there and there's some political people on there. But for 98% of the thing, it's just people just dancing and doing silly shit. It's like jackass videos.
It's like I know that's actually a great explanation of it. But a lot of people were saying that shit was like a Chinese company, and like if you fuck with the app, that it's gonna get into your phone and start listening to your shit.
Okay, one, and it did come out of China, but one, you get in my phone, you seeing females' numbers. You seeing some old dick pics I had and some videos I made with broads a long time ago. If that's what you want, you can just ask me. So it's not that big of a deal. And you figure anybody on any kind of social media that's a regular person, what you got on your phone that anybody wants anyways? You're not selling my porn, my homemade porn for millions of dollars. It's not, well, I am good like that, but I mean, you just put it on Pornhub. You just put it on Pornhub anyway. You can't blackmail me.
Exactly. I totally agree.
I'm not worried about what they taking off my phone. Some of those pictures are out in the open anyways. But I'm freaky like that, so it's okay.
Right, exactly. You just blur out the face.
Exactly.
Yeah, no. That whole world is pretty trippy. I just started getting into it. I was on it for a little bit, but I never put too much into it. But it's really funny to see. What's up?
I got a couple of videos out there.
Yeah, I did. Nice. That's dope. Yeah, I wanted. So I was. It seems fun. It seems fun, bro. It seems fun.
It's a way to let off steam and goof around. So
totally
in the house.
I know. When I first seen it, I didn't even know what that was. I was like, "What's those little kids doing?" Because I would like to always think of myself as a big kid, and I was watching them, and I was like, it was always I seen a lot with little girls, and I'm not like watching little girls or nothing, but I just seen people like put the phone in the corner and they would do dances, and I was like, what the fuck are they doing over there? And then boom, this shit like popped off, and I was like, oh, here comes another one.
But yeah, you got to if you go on there, you got to make sure on your thing you put 18 and plus, and like you can see who tries to add you as a friend, and you can block them. Like, I mean, there's little kids on there and stuff. My daughter's on there and her boyfriend's on there, but like anybody I don't know, I block them. Like the teenagers trying to see my.
So like, for example, let's say like you got some videos dancing, right? Mm-hmm. That's what you could post, right? You could only post videos of people dancing, correct?
Well, you can people post political rants on there, all kinds of shit.
Okay. Yeah. So it's basically a feed. I definitely got to fuck with it. Yeah. I'd be pretty sick to be on that show, like pretty wasted.
Yeah, on there.
And so talking shit,
getting drunk, getting high. But if you looked at one of my videos and tried to add me and wanted to follow me, it'll let you follow me, but I can go on there and block you because it tells me you're trying to follow me. If it says like you're 16, 17, 15, 14, I can block you. So I mean, you just gotta look at stuff to make sure you have, especially if you're doing like crazy shit. And there's people doing crazy shit on there. You don't want no little kids seeing it. That's why people put like 18 plus on there, adults only.
No. I know. I gotta put all my shows on explicit. I don't even know if little kids listen to podcasts, but I'm trying to be responsible and just let people know, like, hey, this is gonna be some of that content that's probably not what you're gonna want your little youngster to listen to. So I'm gonna be respectful. I'm not gonna fuck shit up.
My daughter's 17. We talk about everything, life, whatever's going on. But there's some things she don't know about my past that she don't need to know about. So it's just the way it is.
I know. It's crazy to think how much you're going to be like, passing on to them in the sense of being brutally honest about how bad you were when you were a child. Because I don't think with my kids, I'm going to air out as much as possible. But I mean, for my daughters, I definitely going to let them know, like, hey, I was a problem. You two need to worry about dudes like me. So watch out.
You know what me and my daughter did? Just so, because we're open, and I just wanted her to be able to communicate with me. Mm-hmm. We had this thing. So when we go to lunch every Sunday, and she was allowed to ask me 2 questions about anything she wanted to, and I had to answer honestly. And I got to ask her 2 questions about anything I wanted to, and she had to answer honestly. And you learn things you don't want to hear, especially as a father to a daughter. But then you get to talk about those things and interact better, and you become more open and trusting. Like now, my daughter come to me when she's having boy problems or anything like that. She won't even go to her mother. When she's having issues, she won't go to her mother. She comes to me because she has that open communication, and she knows I won't judge her. I mean, she might not like what I say, and I might get upset, but she knows at the end of the day I love her. So, I mean, there's some things that she asked me I didn't want to answer, but I did. And she looked at me a little bit different, but she knew how we grew up in New York is a lot different than how she's growing up in San Diego. I mean, she gets anything she wants if she's doing the right things. Us, we had to take what we wanted when we was growing up. It was a little bit different.
Facts.
So it all just depends on how you want to take it and how you want to go that route with the child.
Yeah, 100%. That's a really tricky thing to mess with. But dude, I gotta say this was pretty awesome. Thanks for being a part of this actual test run. I'm hoping the audio sounds dope enough and that I didn't fuck it up, so that I can definitely post this episode. So I'm excited about it, but I can't wait to fuck with it.
I had a good time. You have to send me if you're gonna post it.
All right, that sounds dope.
I'm like Flavor Flav, a good hype man.
I feel you. That would be dope, actually. That would be much appreciated if you could air it out for the kid. No pun intended. That'd be pretty dope.
I got you.